Well, this is Sunday evening. I am absolutely filthy. I finally basically turned a corner, and I've got basically the whole area cleaned up. Pile of garbage, pile of starters and bits and pieces of stuff. There's some brackets or something in there I could probably reuse, but other than that, it'll be for scrap. Few miscellaneous items, some things it's all copper, brass, and various fittings. There's some fittings there I can still use, but basically it was raking and down on my hands and knees cleaning this area out. There was a lot of stuff in here. There was a lot of there was chunks of lead, there was aluminum melted, there was other metals that had been melted, and so basically I got it all cleaned up. I got piles of stuff, rocks that can be used for fill. So the idea is to see start working on some plans to replace this, but I'll probably move it, instead of having it all the way here, I'll probably move it right into here. But before I even get to that, it'll be back to the fortress. So the next thing I'm going to do is work on the fortress, but I also have to get the 331 running. I got to replace the seal. Very interesting. I had bought a seal to replace it, but the fire, it was in the building that the fire was out. So now I've got to take the piece down to Hydropack, get them to match me up a seal kit. And then on this, I got to, pretty sure the water pump's not pumping very well, so I'm going to probably have to replace the water pump. But I'm going to first get the seal done on this, and then do another test before I replace the water pump. But I will now get back to working on this. I want to get the upper area finished, and then get these the wall around the top right there done, the little wall right there on the very top, the section of upper wall that will hold the two wind turbines, and then the back wall that will then hold all the solar panels. So I've got that to work on. But if you go all the way back here, there we go. Pile of garbage, pile of alternators and starters and stuff, big pile of copper, big pile of aluminum, mountain trucks full of steel to go down. You can see we just have tons of stuff, fittings, brackets, a lot of that's brass, and there's some silver in there. And more stuff here, copper, more copper boxes and bins just filled with stuff. So I've got that to do, and then get over here. As you can see, I've got the wood for the earth bunker. This is going to probably be before the main shop gets done. Probably put this up because I got all the materials basically for this. The one issue is I just got to make on the front here, there'll be a sort of a cinder block wall in the middle there where the main door will be. Otherwise, the rest of it will be just mostly all out of wood with liner behind it, and then dirt on top of it. Then just to show you this huge pile that I'm walking around, this is the leftover iron and stuff from my cleanup. That's, if you can imagine this thing, I don't know how many tons. There's probably 5 or 6 tons of nuts, bolts, springs, all pieces of military equipment, parts and supplies on this. Got a rubber like tarp holding it. So that just shows you just how much I've been on my hands and knees and raking and digging and everything to get that cleaned out. So that's another thing that I'm glad is done. I was really getting tired of that. So we're going to walk all the way around and then I'll explain some more. Got some old mine carts. Got another one of these 45 carts. That one's in bad shape. Either going to use that or I might use this one right here, that mine cart, for coming up a 45, and I will show you what I'm going to use that for. We'll keep walking around the corner. Well, basically right where we come up to where you come up here, piles of gravel here and there that I dug out from the hole. Right here goes on down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 45-degree minecart rail going right up and down right there, and then take up and load up the gravel. And then up there I will put like a screener so I can dig out all the gravel I need, because I'm going to need a lot of fill material. And that stuff's really good down there. So I'll use that 45-degree minecart. And on a Heavy D Sparks recovery, we went up to a gold mine, and they had a I don't know what to call it. It's like a bucket that slides up and down a 45 to bring material up. Dave really likes the bucket, so he's keeping the bucket. And but the winch that drives it has 2 spools and an electric motor. I don't know if the electric motor is 110 or 220, but it doesn't matter. I will use that for pulling up the minecart. So that will be really nice to see if I can get that thing to work, because some of my other winches in the building were burned. So if I can show you over here. Yeah. So I'll use that, like I said before, probably that motor, that minecart. Now this, it's hard to see here. It's like, it's right in here. It's like a bucket. It's got a hook, and then there's a hook on the back. And the reason the winch has 2 drums is there's basically in the mine down the 45, there's a pulley at the bottom, very bottom, and they run one of the wires, cables all the way down to that, and then all the way back up. So you use the one drum and you pull it back down, and then use the other drum to pull it up. So really sort of interesting setup. I have never seen one operate. The only ones I've seen operate on the 45-degree mine carts. But sun's starting to get down pretty low. Pretty beautiful evening. So I've been working basically completely full days to get this cleanup done. And at the bottom of the mountain, there's the big pile of steel from the building and some of the bigger items down there. I'll go through some of that and see what I can salvage. On the previous video, I salvaged that vise. There's a hydraulic press that I think I can salvage too. It's a 250,000 pound press. It's not very big. Basically 3 of us took everything we can just to barely flip it into the back of the pickup truck. So just to give one last overview, we've got that. So got these piles. I've got some material there. It's sort of a they're fenders. I'm gonna fix those up and weld them up so at least I can melt down the all the aluminum. So pour some blocks. Now here's a treat. Like, I had the fire here, and then I had the weird squirrels digging up and everything. Then I had the flood, actually 2 floods within a couple days. And really weird stuff. But look at the fortress building, and you look right straight out here, right out there, just a couple miles that way. That's where the meteorite crash landed about a week after the fire. I didn't even know about the meteor crash until like a week and a half ago, when a guy found a big chunk of the meteorite, and some other people found, I think, 12 other pieces. So that's very interesting, because it's not too far from here. They were able to find it out there in the mud flats because you can readily see the impact craters in the mud. Now, there could be pieces strewn here on the hills. Yeah, it could be a piece on my property, but it's hard to find little pieces like that, because if it just embeds in, you got all the grass and the sagebrush blocking everything. It's hard to find. But yeah, I've got fire, I have floods, crazy animals, we got meteor strike, so I'm waiting for what's next. We got like, what, earthquake or mass coronal ejection from the sun. Sort of gonna be interesting to find out what happens. So hopefully that stuff will wait until this project is at least in some sort of shape functional. So I'll say goodbye. Thanks, everyone. I haven't been really doing any videos because, believe me, doing all this cleanup, oh my gosh, I didn't really want to keep doing it. I mean, I don't know how many days I've been up here solid, but I would probably say just to clean up this area was at least 200 hours. I mean, it was like all my spare time not working at Sparks, and basically doing nothing else and coming up here and clean. So it's basically all done. Little hole there with a couple things there that need to be cleaned up. I think there's a few things that have fallen down this old trench that I had put in and then not used. I'm just going to check a little things there, but I probably won't do much with it right now. I could probably just leave that, and that I'll just want to clean up and close up. But then I need to move some of this stuff out of the way. But at least I won't be like on my hands and knees sorting through this stuff, because it's been interesting. When I get cleaned up, it's literally black water coming off of me. So I don't think that's a very good thing. So let everybody go. I hope you had a great weekend. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you can. If you like it, please like it. If you don't, like I said before, you don't have to not like it. You can just do nothing. So thank you, and have a good evening.